Hey everybody. I just thought I'd come on just to see if anyone's read this book, The Wham, George and Me. I recently finished reading it, and it's so interesting. It was so interesting to look back and just see the kind of behind the scenes, stuff of what went on in regards to Wham and how it formed and so forth. It really gave that interesting, I guess behind the scenes look. So I found it really interesting that Andrew Ridgeley looked back on the whole time and looked back on George Michael with such a loving friendship, and it just seemed like a very mutual bond between the two of them, and I found it so great. And then it lasted right up until George Michael passed, and obviously he's still very much loved. George Michael's very much loved, obviously still, and I just found it to be so different than a lot of other books in regards to people that have written about former colleagues, former bandmates, whatever. I found it just so different because it's not something that it wasn't something that kind of they just met out of the randomly and oh yeah, let's form a band, and it wasn't one of those music industry formed bogus things either. They genuinely met, and they genuinely come together, and it was they genuinely met in high school. So they over time it's like they just organically formed this bond, and it just seemed that throughout their friendship, throughout Wham, everything just moved in the way that it should have, in a sense. I mean, they both seemed quite mischievous in their own ways, which was so fun to read about, really. And it just seemed so great to see the different, like where their strengths lied in regards to different things, what they preferred, what they loved, and so forth. It just seemed so great and so fun, and they loved it. And it seemed like for the same reasons, for different reasons, yeah. And I could be wrong, but it looks like is it Shirley, and Pepsi, the backing dancers, singers. Looks like Shirley's coming out with a book, which I think could be released in September. I could be wrong. I'll have to look into that a bit more. But I think that would be interesting too, just to see her perspective in everything in those Wham years, and just in everything else. So tell me what you think. If you've read this book, please, I would love to hear your views on it. I would love to, because I know there's a lot of George Michael fans out there, and a lot of Wham fans. I would love to know too, are there any just solely Andrew Ridgeley fans? Because you don't, I could be wrong, I just haven't heard of it, but I think it would be really interesting because because you only ever hear of like just Wham or just George Michael or whatever. Does anyone follow Andrew Ridgeley in regards to like his life, his career, his just on a fan base, or I think that'd be really interesting to find out. So please let me know. I would love to know. And what was your favorite? And plus, what was your favorite part of the book? And is there anything similar in regards that you can recommend to read? I would love to hear about it, just to see what it's about. I have always been a massive reader. When I was a kid, I was constantly reading. So it's anything to do with extending on this or just anything else, I would love to hear about it. All right, so cool. So please, yeah, in the comments, just tell me your thoughts on it. So thank you.